go any further, I want to acknowledge that Councilman John Cooper has joined us this morning. I'm Mayor David Briley. I'm joined this morning by the city's Finance Director, Talia Lomax O'Neill, and by the Chief of Staff here in the Mayor's office, Emily Piscini, who's to my right. Let me start by saying just a few things about last year. As you probably recall, last year's budget was unusual for a couple of reasons. But in the last year or so, we've all pitched in, stuck together, tightened our belt, and been able to manage through a difficult year. That, in conjunction with some revenue increases that we're seeing countywide, has put us in a position where we can do a 3% cost of living adjustment for our employees and do step increases and open range where those are available to our employees. So bottom line is everybody will be getting a pay raise this year. Our next budget discussion this morning is with the Emergency Communications Director, Michelle Donegan. I know that you've been hard working with ITS over the last year to make sure we get the text alerts system up and running for our community, and I appreciate that hard work. And I think it's going to be important in terms of keeping the public informed as things happen in our city. So if you'll introduce your colleagues who came with you today and save a little bit of time maybe for some questions at the end, I would appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Today I have with me Mr. Dwayne Vance, who is our Finance Manager, and I have Ms. Angela Milliken, who is our Assistant Director over Operations. In the audience, we also have Mr. Mark Lyman, who is the Business Manager for the Emergency Communications, also known as the ECD Board. I always enjoy the opportunity to speak about the men and women of the DEC, especially the fact that they are the first responders. While they do not respond to the scene, they are certainly the first line of assistance to the citizens who are in need of police, fire, and medical response. Once again, in this fiscal year, we will surpass over 1.5 million inbound calls to our center. Our organization is currently at a 21% attrition rate. What that basically translates to is this: those who answer the 911 and non-emergency calls are putting in extra hours before their shift, they're putting in extra hours after their shift, and they're giving up their days off from time to time. But what they are doing is doing a tremendous job of fulfilling the needs of our citizens and our first responders. Not to mention that in addition to the day-to-day operations, we have also provided dispatchers to assist police and or fire in over 300 special events in our city. I can't begin to tell you how extremely proud I am of the commitment and professionalism our team exhibits every day. And before I move on, I would also like to say that I found it very important to always stay abreast of the police budget as well as the fire budget. It's important to keep the conversation alive regarding the fact that as there's growth within the police department and there's growth within the fire department, especially with actual facilities, it means we must grow as well. With personnel, it takes a full year before our individual telecommunicators and dispatchers are able to work on their own. But outside of staffing, we must also have room for this growth, meaning the actual workstations themselves. As of right now, we do not have room to grow within that facility. As Ms. Lomax O'Neill explained, that while we do have a site in Antioch for our new facilities, we do not have the building dollars as of yet. But once again, it's important that this is a conversation that we certainly keep alive for the future. We're also very excited about new technology and processes that are currently being prepared to be implemented during the first half of the upcoming fiscal year. These improvements, such as ASAP to PSAP, and to explain that just a little bit, that's where calls regarding alarms will go directly from the alarm monitoring company to our computer-aided dispatch system. This new process will aid in eliminating mistakes and miscommunications, as well as with the elimination of an actual phone call, the call processing time will actually be reduced. So ASAP to PSAP is going to be a win-win for both the telecommunicators and our citizens. For FY19, we did not receive any budgetary improvements, And without improvements, it took creativity on our part, and we had to reorganize our agency's needs within our internal 3-year plan. But as this budget year comes to an end, we are projected to come in under budget and meet our target savings. In relation to the Blue Ribbon Commission suggestions, we did review our operational budget and determined that we could make changes within our organization to save money from our office and admin supply. While $5,000 may appear to be a small amount, we wanted to be prepared to make a contribution if required. For our operations budget improvements for FY20, we have 2 items that both arise from our backup center, of which we rent from the Airport Authority. First, an appraisal of our backup center was conducted a few months ago, and its renewed contract has a rent increase of $68,900 per year. In addition to the rent increase, the contract also requires a one-time non-reoccurring fee of $34,238. The ECD board recently voted and approved reimbursement for both these requests. As always, we are very appreciative for all the board does to support us with state-of-the-art technology, the furniture, and additional training for our employees, just to name a few. But their support certainly enables us as an agency to continue operating in a very high standard. And Mayor, I also want to thank you for your support of our agency and for recognizing the stressful nature and importance of the service the team members of the DEC provide to our police and fire partners and to the citizens who live, work, travel within our great city. So with that, we'll take any questions you have.
I want to talk about staffing
Yes, ma'am.
and salaries,
Yes, ma'am.
particularly because I've been having conversations with Shannon Hall, our HR director, about starting pay
Yes, ma'am.
for your staff. And I understand that those salaries are particularly challenging
Yes, ma'am.
for you, just because of some other classes here in Metro. And I think if you could just spend a moment talking about that starting pay, because those are really hard jobs.
Yes, ma'am. We agree wholeheartedly. And we did somewhat, I presented to Metro HR a little bit of a comparison of some salaries of somewhat like jobs, but not nearly the stress that our telecommunicators are under on a daily basis. And when they compared those starting pays, they were very interested in the conversation of bringing our starting pay up to where it certainly needed to be. Not only are we looking at that in regards to staffing, but also retention is very important. And so we are actually talking with Metro HR and are targeting from an ET 1, 2, and 3. That used to be a 24-month process, and we're in the process of condensing that down to an 18-month process, which is also very important. It will give people more money at a sooner, at a faster rate. And that's important in the area of retention. But bringing our starting salary up, we truly believe is going to make a very, very good difference in our recruitment efforts. Yes, ma'am. We appreciate that very much.
I had one question about on the Blue Ribbon Commission recommendation number 4. So I understand what the recommendation is to basically, if you add another trainer, I guess, you could hire more classes because you move them through the system more quickly, I guess, on average. The $383,151, is that cost net of the reduction in overtime, or is it just what the upfront cost would be?
What it covers is the overtime cost that it is costing us to fill our vacancy. So that's the backfill amount that we're utilizing. But if we add that additional trainer, right now we have a training supervisor and 1 trainer for our new class. They also, not only do they teach the new call-taking class, that's a 6-week process, they also teach in-service training, fire dispatch, as well as police dispatch. Thank you. That totally lost my train of thought there. So they teach all those different classes, and we're having to to prepare our calendar for the year, and we can only do one thing at a time. So if we could do classes that overlapped, it would help us in filling our vacancies sooner. The sooner we fill our vacancies, the sooner we can reduce our overtime expenditures.
So whatever expense we have for the new trainer, we would have, let's say, $100,000. I mean, I'm just saying, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just, because the math.
Wow,
Because-
he did.
Let's say $20,000. How does that sound better? I'm just
Yes,
picking
sir.
a number. I don't
Yes,
know what
sir.
it would be. So you have that new cost, but you would avoid the overtime, right?
Yes, sir.
But you would have to add back in the regular time for the 5 new people or whatever. So is that what this number represents, this 381, or is this just the reduction in overtime?
Just the reduction in overtime.
So the reduction wouldn't be quite that large.
It would not be that high, but of course, we would be taking salaries versus time and a
Right,
half
right.
salaries.
So let's figure out what that total
Okay.
true reduction in expenses would be if we added a trainer.
Gladly,
And let's get a better handle on that, because it might make sense to
sure.
do that.
Yes, sir, that would be fabulous for us, and we'll get you that number.
Thank you.
Okay. David's back there waiting on you.
So I appreciate, again, I know you've been here for some of the other public safety hearings, and what I said to police and fire and OEM is equally true for all of your workers at an emergency communication center. And I've been to your facility, and I know that it needs improvement, and not just for the fact that you don't have enough space, but the working conditions certainly could be better. And so we do have a location, as you know, and I know you have done some design work in terms of what a new facility would look like. And I think I've told you personally, but I'll say it on the record, that I'm committed to making sure you get that facility as soon as we possibly can.
Thank you, sir, I appreciate that very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.